Hey, thanks for joining. Today we're talking about navigating affordable housing. Hi, thanks for joining me, Scott Townsend from Simplifiu. Today we're talking about affordable housing, and joining me is Chris Ware from Keller Williams Metropolitan Realty. Thanks for joining me, Chris.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, Scott. I really appreciate it and look forward to the conversation.
Awesome. So, can you tell me more about yourself and your business?
Sure, sure. So, like Scott said, Chris Ware, I live in Bedford, New Hampshire with my family, my wife Lynn, and our three children, Skylar, Kayla, and Connor. Lived in Bedford for a little over 20 years, and I guess real estate is kind of like my second career. I started out uh, for the majority of my career as a project manager with Fidelity Investments, was there for about 15 years. And I just felt like it was time to make a change. My wife knew I always had a passion for real estate, and she kind of prodded me to follow that dream. Even though I kind of said, "Hey, honey, there's no salary, there's no benefits, there's no profit, no bonuses and all that sort of stuff." But she had faith in me. And yeah, I took my license in 2015. 2016, I was the rookie of the year for Keller Williams Realty Metropolitan. And I've moved into leadership positions in both the Bedford Rotary Club as well as Greater Manchester National Board of Realtors over the last few years, all the way up to president of both organizations in 2021. So it's been a whirlwind. It's been, big changes for the family, but it's been great. This is like one of those careers that's, can take, I could see doing it into my 70s, and, obviously probably cranking down the production a little bit, but still having a great time meeting people. So just really enjoy it. Um, so my wife joined me a year after I entered the business. So we are a husband and wife team at this point, and we pretty much serve all of southern New Hampshire. I'd say our sweet spot is definitely the Route 3 corridor from Concord to Nashua, but we've done business all the way out from Keene, and out to like the Kingston area, towards the seacoast, and then we've also done business up in the lakes region. So we're willing to go where our clients need us to go within reason. Like, I mean, you won't see us up in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, but Southern New Hampshire, we're pretty entrenched, and we have good referral partners in the states around us as well to refer business for Maine, Vermont, or Massachusetts.
Awesome. Yeah, it can definitely relate to the career transition that you had. Had a bit of a transition myself. So,
Yep.
so affordable housing is what we're here to talk about today. So, I know that's a focus of yours. How would we define that?
Yeah, so I think our definition for this conversation would be more along the lines of workforce housing. So what we're looking to do is looking to build affordable homes and it's usually like a percentage of the medium and income of the community. So say it's like between 60 to 70% of what the median income may be. That's what these folks are bringing in. And these are the people that take care of the community. These are it could be our servers at the restaurants. It could be the people that are cleaning the hospitals. These are the people that we need in our community to make everything flow better. So we want to make sure that they're close to our community, and that they don't have to like be several towns away just to come in and work and help our communities along. So that's what we're looking to build. We're looking to build homes that these folks can afford. They're beautiful homes, and that they can raise their family. And then somewhere down the road, yeah, maybe they decide that this home is not big enough for them, and they're doing well, and then they can move into a bigger type of home. But I think if we don't like address this issue, and it is an issue, and I'd say it's probably one of the biggest issues we have in New Hampshire, and other states have it too. is that we're going to lose our workforce. I mean, we're very good. I've noticed we're very good at doing 55 plus communities, and most communities are fine with that because they're typically condos. And there's a misconception, and we could probably, this is another conversation we could have at a later time, a misconception that if you build affordable housing that focuses on families, that your taxes are going to go up because of school cost. It's a fallacy, and there's been professors, and there's a professor at St. Anselm that has kind of disproved this whole notion. So, I mean, we want to make sure, I guess we want to make sure that communities realize that it's important for us to have workers. It's important for us to have families, so that, again, so we have generations that will continue to grow this great state of New Hampshire.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like having that affordable home for each stage, different stages of your life.
Where we're missing right now is we're missing that initial stage where someone doesn't, maybe they're renting right now, but they really want to own and they can't. I mean, like literally, I've had first time home buyers that have to buy a house for like 350,000. I'm like, 350,000 for a first time home? That's awful.
Mm,
That's sad. There's a very small percentage of kids that can do that.
yeah. How did you get into that as a focus for some of your real estate work?
Yeah. So it's interesting because I was thinking about it before this interview, like how it happened. It was just kind of like some things you look back and it's like, wow, that was a big decision or a big change in my path. And it was probably about 4 years ago. Still pretty fresh in the business, and I had a client who was interested in a mobile home. So I knew there was one commercial realtor in our organization that he was doing quite a few mobile homes. So I just very interested, just kind of sat down with him, asked a lot of questions. Come to find out, because he was working with a residential realtor to market and sell his mobile homes, wasn't really getting the service that he wanted there. So we had more deeper conversations, and he ended up, we ended up working together. So, 4 years later, we brought in, I'd say, at least 35 new mobile homes into the southern New Hampshire area. Obviously, since then, I've done lots of pre-owned mobile homes as well. And we're looking to expand. And so this year we'll probably do the highest number yet. Will probably be around maybe 13 or 14 new homes, and that's in various mobile home parks throughout southern New Hampshire. Majority of them are co-ops, those are resident owned parks, and typically the residents, they just bought their park and they need some help. So not only do we help market, like develop, market, and sell those homes, but we also kind of like act as a consultant to help them, get through the whole process and work them through things too as well. So it's been a great partnership. We've partnered very closely with Community Loan Fund to get introduced to these parks. And I'm happy to say probably by Monday we'll have our website out there live. So it's going to be Freedom Home Sales of New Hampshire. We are an LLC, and we are going to be looking to bring mobile homes to individual lots as well. So it's an expansion of our business. So we're going to do at least 13 to 14 homes in parks, but we'd love to do more work at people's individual lots as well.
That's fantastic. So what are some of the options available to prospective home buyers for affordable housing?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's kind of like a niche that I'm trying to carve out. The problem is most communities aren't very accepting for manufactured homes, and especially mobile homes. So I am trying to like work with individual communities, as well as some of the commissions that might be regional commissions, to try to explain like how the construction of these is so different than it was, say, 30 or 40 years ago. You're seeing 2x6 construction throughout. These can handle a massive snow load, so they're kind of built for the Northeast, insulated very well. And so, we're kind of like, it's kind of like, I think, where I want to start with affordable housing. I do also have other ideas, other investors that I'm working with, where we may look to do rehab of like old schools, or potentially like, strip malls or malls. that's probably a little bit further down the road. It's a little bit more, and it's a little bit outside my area of expertise, but I do have experts that they're going to be working with me on that. But I think the mobile home piece is kind of a strength. I know it's only 4 years that I've been in, but again, the partner I'm working with, his family has been in the mobile home business for uh, probably around 50 years. So they have, deep knowledge. His brother owns a park. So I'm trying to spread the word that, hey, this is a great way to build new, beautiful homes that we can have workforce live in. So the people that work in the communities, the firemen, the policemen, the nurses, they can live close to where they work so that they don't have to be like, 50 miles away or something like that. So I think it really have to kind of change the attitude about, a lot of people will call them trailer parks, and I'll be like, oh, this is like, that's like black, the nails scratching across the blackboard, because these are not trailers. These are well-built homes. And we just delivered one to Exeter, and we took professional pictures, and literally you'd go through it and you would think that it's a ranch. So I think it's a misconception about like what these homes deliver. And like I said, I think this is the kind of like the foundation I kind of want to build my affordable housing um, um, bit on. And then, like I said, then I think we could move to maybe more rehab and other things like that, and potentially maybe new mobile home communities in the future. I'd love to see that. We are seeing some current parks being expanded. So some communities are interested in expanding parks. It'll be great if we can get some communities to approve some brand new communities as well.
Yeah, it's a great initiative. So yeah, that's some great work.
Hey, thank you.
So what's a process for people to kind of to try to proceed down that path? Like you know, is land purchase, kind of the first step, and then, the mobile home purchase? What's typical process for there?
Yeah, so it really depends. So if they're going into a park, I mean, then they have to get approval from the park, and then we have to get them financing. And there's the one thing with mobile homes, there aren't as many lenders out there, so there's only really like a handful. Typically, there's one lender that I'll try to get them to because they have the best rates and probably the longest terms and that sort of thing. If they can't get funding through that particular person, I have a backup where they can have less of a down payment, maybe not as stellar of credit, and but we could still get them into the home. So there's the good thing is I don't want to say it's easy, but we can get them financed. And as long as they're accepted by the park, we can move forward. And what we like to do with the homes is we like to try to do build to suit if possible. So we usually have lots that are available in various parks, and we can, we'll have the layout. We usually know if it could be a single or a double wide, and then we'll work with the client to build exactly what they want within the price range that they need to be. You're on your own land, it's kind of a very different type of process, because we either have to go out and buy a piece of land, or if the person already has a piece of land, we'll work with them. And then it's more like a construction loan. So, and that's even more, that's even a more finite number of lenders that can do construction loan for mobile homes. So we'd get them in touch with that lender, and then there's a process where there's various hurdles along the way where they're paying a little bit more as things progress. So maybe first you prep the land and you put the concrete pad in. Okay, now there's a piece that you're moving forward. We got to fund that. Okay, now the next piece is you bring the home, you do the skirting, deck, paving, and all that, and then you settle it up. So again, it's probably a little bit more of a process with the land. It can be definitely a bit more of an expense, especially if it's not on public water and public sewer. If you're not on public water or public sewer, you're looking that you're gonna have to drill a well, and you're gonna have to have a septic. And I mean, easily that could probably run upwards of maybe 35,000 for both of those. And that's just a round number. I mean, it could fluctuate, give 5 or 10 grand either way. So it's but still, you figure, even after you were to do that, bring the house and say it's a beautiful double wide. I mean, maybe all in you're in for I don't know. Let's say you're still like, see, even it's 300,000. I mean, you got a piece of land and you have a beautiful home, and it's probably, if you went and got an appraisal, it'll probably still be worth more than that. So I still think it's a great way to go, but that's probably, it's just the person has to have some means to be able to get that done on their own land. But it's something that we want to be able to help the client, and we want to be able to say, hey, we'll just deliver the home to you, and you can take care of all the GC work yourself. Or if you need more help along the way, we can kind of bring the contractors in to get the job done. So we kind of want to be like a one-stop shop for all our clients if they need us.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks for all the great information here, Chris. Where can people find more information on this?
All right. Hey, thanks again, Scott. I really appreciate the time. I appreciate you being willing for me to be able to speak about affordable housing on your channel here. So yeah, there's a couple different ways that people can get in touch with me. One through our website, it's freedomhomesnh.com, and that'll have all the information about the mobile homes on either their own land or in a park. And then my direct phone number is 603-714-9385. And then my email address is chrisware@kw.com. And I'm happy to answer any questions. If folks are interested about hearing more about affordable housing, about potentially putting a manufactured home on their own land or in a park, I'd be happy to help out with any questions they may have. So again, appreciate the time, and I look forward to speaking with you in the future.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Scott. Have a good day.